Yeah, good evening all. So before I start, can anyone please confirm whether my voice is clear or not?
It's clear, sir.
Fine. Yeah, 1 second. Yes, let us have a quick review what we have discussed, right? So there are two types of languages, low level and high level languages. Python comes as a high level language, right? Python we call it as a hybrid language because it has got multi-programming features. It has got what? Multi-programming features like procedural oriented programming features like C language, object-oriented programming features like C++, Java, and scripting features like shell script and modular programming features like Modular 3. So just like these languages that we can develop applications because of this multi features, we call it as a hybrid language. And if you observe, right, we can write many scripts, right, by using Python, right? Python supports and it supports 89,300 inbuilt modules for various domains, right? And object-oriented programming concept. And so modules, 89,300 modules for various domains, right? For data science, separate modules it is going to provide. For big data environment, whatever domain you are from, Python providing modules for networking side, for testing, for operating system kinds of activities. For databases, for every database, Python provides a model using which we can easily connect with the database and perform all the database related operations by writing Python statements only. For Oracle, we have got CX underscore Oracle. MySQL, we have got MySQL connector or PyMySQL is available. For SQL server, right? PyODBC is available. And for working with Excel files with by writing Python statements only, right? We can create them, we can insert data, we can write, we can append data, we can read data into it by writing Python statements. Like we have got models like Excel or the XLSX writer for reading and creating. And name of the model is CSV, right? For working with CSV files. JSON, right? JSON, JavaScript object notation, JavaScript object notation, right? Like key value notation, XML files, PDF files. We can create PDF file by writing Python statements. For mathematical operations, for statistical operations, generating graphs, different types of graphs, normal graphs, bar graphs, histograms, scatter plots, stack plots, right? In this way, many different types of graphs can be generated by using Python. And Python real-time applications, what kind of applications today we are developing by using Python mostly used for developing what kind of applications? Mostly like web applications are getting developed by using Python, using framework like Django, where at a rapid speed we can develop a web application using Django framework, where everything it has got inbuilt features, it has got flexible features, it has got its own database, right? Everything taken care by Django. Fine. And Python mostly used in automations, right? Today, like using technologies like data science, using IoT or using AWS DevOps. In all this, the implementation goes in Python language, right? And also in big data like Spark, very high speed processing, in memory computation, memory level processing. Their implementation goes in Python. We call like PySpark. GUI animation, graphical user interface or animations, right? We have got models like tkinter and pyqt, right? Yes. And scheduling tasks, we have got airflow. And for scientific applications and for numerical analysis, right, we have got modules like numpy and cp models for this scientific applications, right? And for gaming or game development, Python is mostly used today, right? If I talk about this scientific applications, so CP, scientific CP, we have got modules like CP, SCIPY, scientific numeric library, right? Pandas for data analytics, numeric Python fundamental, natural language processing, right? For all these, like for scientific applications. For gaming or game development, like Pygame, PyCore, and PySoy. Some 3D, like what are the frameworks given by Python for developing games, and PySoy for 3D rendering libraries. Testing or test cases, right? For testing and test cases. And for software development, most software developers use Python for this uh, as a support language, right? And business applications. For business applications also today, like Python is one of the best choice for developing e-commerce sites. And for business, okay, and for database applications, Python can connect with any database like Oracle, MySQL, PostgreSQL, right? And also like network applications. For network applications, we have got separate framework like Twisted Python. Python is providing web scraping data from different websites using models like URL module, Beautiful Soup, and audio and video applications we can develop by using Python. And for CAD applications, even in whenever I'm discussing that web development Django framework, I'll be showing you how to work with some audio video kinds of applications. See, CAD, computer aided designing. What is web scraping means? Um, if data available in database, you will query it. But if data is not available, you are just going to extract data from different websites. Extracting data from different websites, that we say as web scraping. How you are going to, for example, from Flipkart, I want to extract the data, or from Amazon, I want to extract the data from the websites. That we call it as web scraping. We're using some modules required, right, for doing so. So the home page I want to scrap means from home page I want to extract of Flipkart or Amazon home page. I want to extract it, right? Later I want to do some kind of analysis, right? And later I want to process it as per the business logic. And for embedded applications also, the most famous embedded applications, Raspberry Pi, which uses Python computing, right? It uses Python for its computations, for computer visions, for audio, for face detections, object detections, color detections, right? This is used. And for robotics, and for data analysis, and for desktop applications. Who are using Python today? The topmost applications built by using Python. Google is one of the greatest examples of Python web applications. Yahoo, YouTube for video sharing service, and Uber pricing algorithm implemented using Python. NASA using Python for its research and development activities because of Python hybrid features. Instagram uses Python. It's the prime reason for Instagram to choose for Python. Its efficiency, its simplicity, and its practicality, right? Netflix using Python, right? Netflix is a classic example of a company choosing Python programming. Netflix uses Python libraries like CP, NumPy to execute numerical analysis, right? And Netflix is using Python. Okay. See, for security automations and for subscription purpose, right? We are using Netflix, and some of the other applications like a Dropbox, Quora, Reddit, or these applications built by using Python. And Pinterest, a BitTorrent uses Python for its file sharing service, and Maya, a powerful 3D animation which uses Python scripting, right? Yes. And MMOG, massively multiplayer online games, right? iRobot for military and commercial applications, hardware testing companies like IBM, Seagate, Qualcomm, all this they use Python for hardware testing. And like Iron Port email server, right? It uses more than 1 million lines of Python code to do its job, right? In this way, these are some of these companies and some of the applications built by using Python. Reasons why Python is suddenly super popular, right? Most of the programmers or developers are attracted or migrating towards Python because of its simple syntaxes, very less coding. So today in today's session, I'll be just briefing you about the coding wise how this Python look. Those who are from non-programming or zero program, you can understand, right? How the statements of Python look as compared with other programming. You can just check lengthwise, you can check complexity wise, you can check coding wise, right? How Python statements compared with other things. And also today I'm going to discuss two things, right? One is I'll show you some sample snippets of Python, and also like the importance of modules in Python, some examples related to those. So you can even understand without having any basic knowledge, right, of Python. Means like they look like normal English statements. Multi-programming features, hybrid features, right? Interactive mode means we can easily interact with Python statement by statement. We call it as interactive mode. For every statement you type, it gives response, which you cannot see in other programmings, right? Wide varieties of applications. Just now I was discussing about the various applications, right? And many built-in libraries, right? And it's a general purpose programming. It's not purpose based. For all kinds of applications we can develop or we can build, right? Python comparison with other programming, as I was just showing you, right? So this is the coding for to add two numbers using Java. It looks little complex to understand as in the statements, if you observe, right? At least some basic knowledge of Java is required, right, to understand this. Okay, like public static void main, what is import java.io, what is input stream reader, buffer reader, uh, read line, integer parseInt, right? These statements to understand. But the same statements I showed you in Python, right? It's not more than 3 lines. So just once again, just to see this, the same code in Python, right? Yes. And apart from that, I'll show some more examples so that you can check how this statements of Python look, right? Just x equal to input, enter value of x. Okay, so it should be int of convert to integer type, int of input is string type, convert to int type. By default, it is string. Y equal to int of input, enter value of y. Input, enter value of x, int of input, enter value of y. Print x plus 5. That's it. This is the coding in Python. That's it. Save it. Any name.py extension, run module, right? Value of x 10, value of y 20, sum is what, 30, right? So some more examples, right, on this. For example, in other programming, you know about arrays. In other programming language, you know about arrays. In Python, we say list of values. So x equal to a list of a non 30, 10, 40, 20, 50, right? Ten, 20, 30, 40, 50, right? Yes. You got some values. Print x means prints the entire list as it is. So it is going to print the entire list as it is. See, same list as it is. Now I want to know the number of elements. Here it's a small list. If you think that you have got some 100, more than 100 elements, right? How can you find the length of that list? len len of x. That's it. Number of elements present within that. Run module. Len of x is what? 5. Number of elements within that list. Same way in Python, if you got some list of, see this values, right?
Sir, it looks like your screen is frozen, sir.
Pardon?
It looks like your screen is frozen, sir.
Is it the case for everyone? Is my screen visible to all?
Yes, it is visible.
Yes,
Yes,
it's
when it,
visible.
Is my screen is it clear, and is my voice clear? Both are
Yes.
fine.
Yeah.
yes, sir. Both are clear.
Fine. Is there any delay you are seeing in my screen presentation?
No.
Everything
not at
fine.
all.
No, nothing.
Yes, sir. Everything fine.
The
Everything
stream,
fine, sir.
the streaming is going properly, right? Means
Yes, yes.
whatever
Yes.
I'm.
Yes.
So okay, fine. So here I want see 30 plus 10 plus 40 plus 20 plus 50. I want the sum of all these values. I want the sum of all these values, right? How can I find the sum? In other programming language, we need to write code like initially the sum value 0, iterate it by one element, add one by one element to the sum, finally printing the sum value, right? But here in Python, no need to write all this. Directly say sum, sum function, sum of which list? Sum of which list? X list, right? Yes. Sum of which list? X list. Just take this run module. So here the sum is what? 150, right? Sum is what? 150. So okay, sum is what? 150. In the same manner, we have got some built-in functions like print max of x, maximum element within the list, right? Max of x is 50. Print min of x. Max of x is 50, min of x is 10. Fine. Max of x 50, min of x 10. Right. If I want to arrange all the elements in a particular order, right? I want in ascending order. print sorted of x, sorted of x, right? So all the built-in functions in Python, just see this, it appears in violet color. Print is a built-in function, sorted function, min function, max, sum, length, right? So sorted of x, arranging all the elements in ascending order. Just run module, right? So okay, yes, today I'll show you the installation process of Python. Yes. Okay, there are some queries asked. There are some
The
queries.
sorted function, it's taken in ascending order, right? So
Yes.
if we need it in a descending order means,
So okay, if you want in descending order, we doesn't have any separate function, but if you want in descending, we can do like this. Print, I'll use the same function only, sorted of x. Sorted of x means again you are going to get in ascending order, right? The ascending order, if I reverse it, you will get in descending, right? Ascending order, if I reverse it, you will get in descending. So what you say? Or reverse equal to true, you say. By default it will be false, you set it to true. Sorted of x in ascending, that ascending you reverse it, you get in descending. Check this result. Yes, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. This is in descending. So there is one more query asked, right? So what if I want to append another list? So if you want to append one more element, right? So x is your list, dot append only, you can append only one element. So x dot append 60 gets added at the end of the list. Check it, print x, 60 gets added at the end of this list. 60, you are adding 60 at the end of this list, you adding one more element, right? And for example, if you want, for example, there is a list, y is another list with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 appending. So there is a query asked, can I append one list with another list? Means, see, x is your list, original list, y is another list, all these y elements also I want to add into x. Means x dot, there is a extend, you are extending which list? X list. With what elements? With y elements, that's it. X dot extend y, you can say. Okay, yes, to the x list you are extending with y elements. Now you can see all these 5 elements will be added at the end of x. Print x, right? Check it. Run module. So these 5 elements, these 5 elements are, they are getting added at the end. The one list getting added at the end of the other list, right? Yes. Now, if you want to remove an element directly from which list? X dot remove, which element? 40 I want to remove, 40 gets removed. Print x, 40 gets removed, right? Yes. Check it. Run module, 40 gets removed. 40 got removed, right? I want to duplicate a list. X dot copy means it will one more copy you are going to get, store it in set. X is the list, copy and store in Z. Now say print Z. Okay, you can see the same elements, right? Whatever you got in X, the same thing you can see here, right?
Hello. Yeah, Dhananjay this side. Suppose if I want to add initial two numbers or randomly any two numbers according to their places or into that stack list. So
If you want to insert two elements, right?
no. I just want to add two in it, two numbers. Let's say there are 30 and 10, right? Initial two numbers. That's it.
Your query is you want to insert two elements, or between this 30 and 10 you are want to insert, you are saying?
No, I just want to add 30 and 10, and I just want to show that result on my console.
Okay, you are adding this 30 and 10 for second time again.
Yeah, so 30 plus 10 equal to 40. So that result I want to display on my console.
Okay, you just want the sum of this, and you want the sum of only first two, not all that elements.
Yes.
You want the sum of only the first two elements, but not all the elements, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So if you want to access particular element from a list, you want 40, right? Output. Run module. 40.
Okay.
30 plus 10 means using index, right?
Yes, I got it. It means normally we can add any numbers.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Are using, okay, x of 0 plus x of 1. X of 0 means first element, x of 1 means second element, using indexing, right? Yes.
Got it.
So in this way you can just we'll be discussing all this in the list, right? We have got list properties, list indexing, list slicing, list functions, list methods, nested list modifications. So all this we'll be discussing, right, in brief in collections in Python. Not only list, tuple, sets, dictionaries. So this is sample example I've given. Like if you got a list performing this max, sum, min, sorted, reversed, all these things, we no need to write huge codings as you do in other programmings, right? Yes. Now not only this, right, even if we see modules in Python, modules, right? Okay. File.
Your Bhavita, your video is on.
One second. Stop it. I stopped. So please stop your videos. No need to share your videos. So here, okay, I stopped all. For example, if you want to know, I'm saying like Python has got a great boom because of modules concept, providing models for various and various domains. For example, I'll just show you one a module, a commonly used module, right? So that we can understand what a module consists and how to use its functionalities and features into your program, right? Yes. Whenever I say import math, right, all that mathematical related operations, everything I can use it into my program, right? I want to check what is present within the math module. So for that, so just I'm showing up to now, I showed like a sample example. Now I am taking a small module, right, and I'll just show you, I'll showcase, right, what is present within that, what are the functions available, and how to explore it, how to dig into a module, how to get help on a particular functionality if it doesn't have knowledge on it. Print dir, right? Print dir of math. Control S. So in the C drive, I created a separate folder for this batch yesterday, right? Python 8 p.m. batch. Okay, just observe this. I want to check this dir of math module. Dir of math. Run module. Yes, this is the directory of the math module. What are the functionalities present within this math module, right? Yes. Okay. So if you observe, these are the functionalities, variables and functionalities you see within this math module. For example, there are some variables like, for example, pi is one variable, e is one variable, tau is a variable, right? We have got some variables here, pi, e. So if I want to print what is the value of pi, what is the value of e, right? Yes. Math.py, print math.e, in which module and which property you want to print. It means you won't be, you can import multiple modules into a in your program. You can import multiple modules. This pi is present in which module? Math module. This e is present in which module? Math module. That you need to specify, right? Module name dot property name. Just check it. It prints the values of those. 3.14 is the pi value. 2.71 is the e value. For example, if you take the square root, you don't know how to use the square root, how to work with square root, or how to use the square root, you doesn't know. Python is going to help you. Python, there is a function called help function in Python, which is going to help you with the syntax for square root. Help on math, within the math, what, sqrt. Yes, help on math.sqrt. So just observe this help on this square root. It is going to provide you the syntax general format of square root. Run module. Help on built-in function square root in the module math. Square root expecting one value x. It is just to provide one value x. It returns the square root of that value. Square root of x. Yes, recording going on, right? Yes, recording is going right. Yes. Okay. Help on built-in function square root in the module math. Square root expecting one value. We are supposed to provide square root of x. Square root of x. Now just let us provide, now you got the syntax that you are supposed to provide only one value and it returns the square root of that value, right? Print, what is that? Within this math module, we have got sqrt function. You are supposed to provide one value like 16 I'm providing. So it used the square root of 16, right? Square root of 16 is 4, right? Check it, it is provided. So this is the output 4. Similarly, if you take any other function, for example, POW, right? POW. If you want help on that POW, right? Help on math.POW. Check it, the central format.
Sir, what is the meaning of slash?
Okay, just observe here. Yes, I'm coming to it. Help on built-in function power in the module math. Help on built-in function in the module math, right? So here power function expecting two values, x comma y, it returns x to the power of y. It is expecting two values x comma y, it returns x to the power of y. So provide two values. It is saying if you provide two values, this is the power symbol in Python. Single star means multiplication, double star means power. So it's clearly saying x to the power of y. So this slash means there are some types of arguments in Python. Default arguments, non-default arguments, arbitrary arguments, no, variable length arguments, keyword arguments, non-keyword arguments, right? This slash indicates these arguments are non-default. Means compulsorily we'll provide some values for this. Right? These arguments are what? Non-default. So later I will discuss about that slash, the types of arguments, right? But just ignore it. Just see these two values we provide. It provides x to the power of y. Means okay, just you got the syntax that you need to provide two values. That's it. So here print print which one within the math module, what function, power function, how many values, x comma y. Clearly it is saying x comma y here also. Whenever I give bracket, see immediately it is going to help you. X comma y right here. Forget, ignore about the slash. We have nothing to do with the slash. It says the type of argument it is. Previously in the previous version, what is slash also it is used to say by writing a comment beside it. But in the new version, just it is saying slash. Right, for example 10 comma 3, 10 to the power of 3, right, 1000. In this way you can just dig into this module by using help function, getting the syntax of one by one function of any module. You can see the directory dir of it by seeing the directory of this module. Fine. Even generating graphs in Python also, it's very simple, right? Normal graph, bar graphs, histograms, scatter plots, stack plots, right? File, new file. So here, just observe, I want to generate a graph using Python. See how simple that, and see the statements of Python. Everyone try to observe how the statements of Python looks, just like normal English statements. You won't see any complex statement in this, right? I've written some 8-9 lines of code as compared with Java code where we see a lot of programming knowledge required, right? So here, there is a module in Python for plotting and for generating graphs, right? Like matplotlib module, right? Import it. Import matplotlib. Import matplotlib. Within that, we have got a property called pyplot. Import matplotlib.pyplot.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, sir. Suppose if I don't know how many modules present into my directory, how can I find out those modules?
Okay. Yeah, please be in mute. Okay. So you can ask your queries and immediately go into mute, right? If you've got some background noise, or you can just type your, if you've got some background noise, you can just type your query in the chat panel. Okay. Now just observe, yes, the query asked was, how can I know that what are the modules available in my system, which I have installed and which comes along with the Python software? Means there are thousands of modules, 89,300 modules, right? All those modules you are not going to get along with Python software. Only commonly used modules only you are going to get along with the Python software. The other modules we are supposed to download and install by using a component called PIP. So data science related modules, database related modules, big data related modules. All these modules you won't get along with Python software. Okay. So we are supposed to download and install by using a component called pip. Later I'll demonstrate about that, how we do that. But how can I get what are the modules available means help on modules. Help on modules is a, just run it. Just what it is saying, please wait a moment while I'll gather a list of all available modules. Wait a moment while I gather a list of all available modules. So it's just a warning message. So here you can see, right, all these modules, it is scrolling up, all the modules which are available, right, for various things. So these are all the modules. Okay, for example,
Sir, any difference in underscore, double underscore?
yes, underscore and double underscore, you have got some meaning. So double underscore is a convention for the names, but single underscore, like it is like a kind of hiding a property, right? Generally like abstraction we say. But forget about the built-in properties, right? User defined properties, like whenever you want to perform some kind of abstraction for hiding, right, we give it. Later I discuss about these things. There's some conventions we will be following for naming, right? Naming conventions. Okay. Okay, just I was showing you that how to generate a graph, right, using Python, matplotlib.pyplot. So every time, instead of using this name in my program code, this much big name, it looks very big, right? To use, I can use a shortcut name or alias name as P. I can say, instead of writing this entire name, I can say P or PLT. Matplotlib.pyplot as P or PLT, I can say. Now plt.plot, to plot a graph, I require two things, x coordinates and y coordinates, right? So just observe the coding of statements, how it looks. This, see this 1, 2, 3, I given this. These are x coordinate values, comma y coordinate values, list of y coordinate values 5, 7, 4, right? Yes, just plt, right, shortcut name alias name dot show. That's it. Check this. Run module, right? Yes, check it. A graph is going to get generated like this, right? 1, 5, 2, 7, 1, 5, 2, 7, 3, 4, 1, 5, 2, 7, 3, 4.
So by default, it takes why we have like in 1.25, 1.5 in the graph. Is there any way to hide it? Like, is there any default convention that Python uses?
You want to use want to start from 0?
Yeah, like, even numbers or like integers instead of floats.
So by default, okay, by default, you will be getting what is the in x coordinate, which is the min value 1, which is the max value 3.
Correct.
So it takes those values. But if the max value is somewhere like 30 or 100, right, it will take 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Here, the difference between the min and max is only very less. That's why it is taking 0.25, 0.25. If you increase the value to 30, right, it will take 10, 10 difference. Here in
Okay.
y coordinate also min value is 4, max is 7. See that min value. But if you want to set your own, I doesn't want like this, that origin should be 0. So for example, that we have got plt dot access access. So here I'm giving start with 0 for x, min value for x coordinate 0, max value for x coordinate 6, and min value for y is 0, and max value for y is some 10. So in this way also you can set, right? Just check this min values, min and max for x coordinate, min and max for y coordinate. So very simple, right? Run module, check this. Now you got 0, right? Check this. This is 0, this is 6 for x coordinate. For y coordinate, I set 0 and 10. You got like this. Understanding, right?
Yes. Yeah.
How to plot bar graph or any other graph, right? Yes, it's very simple generating a bar graph. Generating a bar graph also, it's very simple. See, plt.plot is there, right? plot. If I say plot, you will get a line graph. Just whatever we are discussing, right? Plot, normal graph. If I say bar bar function, bar graph. If I say pie, pie graph, pie chart. If I say HIST, histogram is going to get generated. If I say scatter, scatter plot is going to get generated. We don't need to write huge codings, right? This is enough. So just check it once. Okay, one. I'm deleting this, just a small graph. So just instead of plot, remove that plot and give bar. Are you getting a bar graph or not? To check it. Run model. By default, you will get a blue color. You got a bar graph like this bar graph. So it's very simple generating graphs in Python. Just check this. 1, 5, y coordinate. For 2, 7, 3, 4. In this way, we have got many things. So I'll be discussing all this, right? In brief with multiple examples. Just I'm showing you how to generate, how simple generating graphs. To just showcase that, I was just giving you some examples. So just for example, okay, this is bar graph. Okay, now just check this. plt.plot age and income, age values and income values, age value 30, age value 40, age value 50, age value 60. These are age values. In salaries are like this: 30,000, 40,000, 35,000, and 50,000. These are the salaries. So I taken these are the age values and these are the salaries. Now just to say plt dot, okay, now check this, right? Run model, see the how the graph looks. For 30, 30,000, for 40, 40,000, for 50, 35,000, for 60, it is 50,000, right? So you by default, you got a graph, a solid graph, that too in blue color, right? A solid graph with blue color, right? Yes. But I want some dotted kind of graph, dotted graph. See, just give comma here, just give comma here, and just say hyphen eq. That's it. Run module. You will get some dotted format. In this way you get. There are many abbreviations, many formats are there, different types, not like previously solid graph, now dashed graph, right? For example, hyphen dot, there is one more format. Check it. In this way you get hyphen dot. So in this way, many are there, right? Stravani Padala, right? So just some students were requesting to just discuss some basic, right? So how this coding of Python looks, just I've given some example on it, one example on module, math module, one example on graph. So just check how this statements of Python looks. It's not, we didn't start with any basics. From tomorrow, we'll be starting with basics of Python, right? And also like the importance of module, what it concerns, how I can get help on a particular module. Means there is a help function, even if it doesn't know, you can get the help, I'm saying, right? It's not a regular session, just I'll be discussing all this in brief in later with multiple examples. How to change the graph color, right? Yes, that's what. So anything, all this is very simple, changing the graph color also, right? Here is a just give comma here again. So by default, you got blue color, right? The color COLOR equal to, just like normal English, say color equal to red. Just observe the statements of Python, I'm saying, right? Generating graphs, how simple, right? By using modules in Python. Run module, right? Check it now, you will get red color, red colored graph. You got in red color, right? Yes. But you are unable to say in X coordinate, I want some label, Y coordinate, I want some label, title, I want some graph, right? So for that also, we have got built-in properties like plt dot X label, means X axis label. What is the X axis label? Age. Plt dot Y label, right? Income. Plt dot Y label, income, right? Yes. Or salary. These two are built-in properties, X label, Y label, right? I want some title for this, plt dot title, title, right? Yes. What title? Some sample graph. Okay, in this way, just execute run module, right? Yes. Can you see this age as the X coordinate, income as Y coordinate, label, and the title for it? See the title, sample graph. You got sample graph. Okay, fine. In this way, just it looks very simple. And if you want, if you remove this plot, give bar graph. If you remove this and give pie graph, scatter plot, stack plots, all those are going to get generated, right? So this is what a sample example, sample snippets of Python, how this Python looks. And in tomorrow's session, just I'll be going Python software foundation. You need to know something about the Python software one and about the Python versions before we go with Python installation. So tomorrow my discussion will be like PSF, Python software foundation, Python versions, Python installation, and Python execution modes. From tomorrow it's going to start. The batch starts from tomorrow, right? With versions, installations, execution modes, the other things, right? Yes. Yeah, any queries you have got? Any queries you have got, anyone as part of today's session? So just I'll be showing, I was showing you some examples of this importance of modules, how these Python statements look.
So you will give assignments and scenarios.
So a lot of us see here, getting the output is not the criteria here. You need to work with your own code. You need to build your code, right? So So if you want to have command on this programming, right? So you need to try with your own examples. So I will be giving some assignments tasks. So you can work on it, right? With multiple working examples already I'll be providing you, right? Yes. So before you go with any functionality, right? Why we need to go for functionality? Already existing functionality, what is the drawback, right? Yes, Shravani, what is the course duration and complete course fee? So you can just check in the chart panel, right? Just now the online team, you can see that a big message is given in the chart panel. You can see in the chart at the start of the session, I think, right? That entire details, the payment process and procedure. You can see the contact details, DurgaSoft. You can see the name with DurgaSoft Zoom, right? So you can see that payment process procedure details, right? Okay. Okay, just okay. As I said, right? 1 second. Hold on. Python core advanced and application oriented models. I said I'll be discussing models related to different domains, like some models related to data science, some models related to database, some models related to big data, some models related to operating system, some models related to graphics, some models related to regular expressions, some related to multi-thread. So different models I'll be covering and how to create our own modules. So full like Python core advanced and application oriented models, like taking 70 to 80 hours. Those who wants only Python, right? The course fee is 5K, 5,000. It's an offer batch. Only Python 70 days, 70 hours, right? So it goes for two months, 2.5 months, right? And apart from this, who wants to go for web development or full stack Python, right? Those apart from this Python, if you want like web development, so providing knowledge on this HTML in brief, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, means knowledge on this web technologies, web development technologies. And apart from this, Django framework, Django web development here, Django framework, right? So for web development, application development, where I'll be showing you nearly 20 applications creations, and also knowledge on database MySQL, right? So these things, these three. So for Python it is only 5K, and for all this, right? For all this these things provided, all this, it's 5K for this. But combinedly, if you take as a package, this entire thing as a package, right? So it is just provided with the 8K only, right? If you pay it as a package, right? It's just within 8K, you can just take all this, right? So it's an offer given for you for this batch.
Yeah, one more thing, Vijay.
Just 8K.
For the starting of the session, we are waiting for first 10 minutes for everyone to join, and you are explaining the previous day class for another 10 minutes. So it's around 20 minutes we are wasting, and only half an hour or 35 minutes of class is there, right? Means will it happen every day or only for the first few days?
See, there will be some new students every day. See, once after 5 days, no new students will be joining, right?
Yeah.
Once they get enrolled, there is no need of just going with that old, right? Because of some new students join, just I want to brief about 5-10 minutes, right? Fine.
Yeah, sure.
So okay, that's what, and even for the students to join, right? As they are new, there's some people are new to Zoom, some people taking, I'm just waiting for the students to join, but sharp at 8 o'clock we'll be starting the session, right? Okay.
Sir, when onwards Python full stack will start, sir?
So the people see two things. If you want to go for a fast track means it will be like regular batches only. But if you want to go parallelly, Python, this HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, all this, in the weekdays you can go with Python. Weekends you can go. Weekends means Saturday and Sundays you can go parallelly with this. Otherwise, if you want after Python, if you want to go also, you can go on this. Or meanwhile, after 10 days or 15 days of Python completion, if any batch starts, right, any like Django or full stack batch starts, you can just join those. Means you will be intimated on a regular basis, right? You will be having a WhatsApp group once you get enrolled, right? We have WhatsApp group, in that it will be posted, right, when any batch starts, right? Any Python batch starts or any Django batch or any like web development, anything starts, will be intimated so that you can join and make this. Once you get enrolled in any of these things, right, either Python or this everything, you can just join any of my batches. Fine. Okay.
Sir, last question. In case, sir, already you will be having some recorded videos for the previous classes and all for the reference purpose, because actually I just wanted to finish Python as quick as possible in 1.5 months and all, because actually I'm learning Java and testing as well, because actually I'm from a DevOps background.
So those who
actually,
wants to complete Python in 1 month also, so that kind of facility available, right? So so 1 month or 1.5 months, if you want to complete, you can attend multiple batches of mine. In a day you can attend 2 batches. So just you can intimate me if anyone wants to go for within 1 month or 1.5 months, if you want to complete Python. So I can months, for example, after 10 days of completion of this, now we are starting that after 10 days you want to join another topic like Python database connection. It doesn't mean that you won't understand, right? If anything is it's a basic concept only. It's not like as complex as other like Java programming, right? So you can understand. It means you can go with so I've got multiple batches of Python. You can join any of my batch parallelly to complete the course fast. So like even there are things where you can go with object oriented programming and this Python core parallelly you can go. So that also fine, right? Means you won't see like complex statements, those things. So even parallelly you can go with some topics, right? If you want, if you've got urgency in completing the Python course. Otherwise, even you can follow the videos as you are asking for. Once you get enrolled, we can get those things.
thank you, sir.
Fine. Okay. Any other queries, right? Anyone? The only thing, see, will be given assignments, right? Every weekend, Friday, like you'll be providing some kinds of assignments to work with. So based on that assignments only, you are going to get command on this. Not like just what all that examples I'm covering and executing those, getting the output is not that. Getting the output is not the criteria I said. So you need to build the code and you need to get the command on these topics. You need to explore each and every topic. So having command in that Python, right? Yes, Python is a language, right? So how good you do the practicals in the same way, like just like English language, how good you speak English, right, depends upon your practice. The same way here also Python, right? If I need to write your code, keep on writing the code, right? And while practicing also, I see students just don't keep your book beside and type the code, close that notes and type the entire code. If you get any errors, open and check, right? To try to do that practicals, right, without seeing, so that you'll come to know if any error is done, why that error has occurred. So next you can rectify that error, so that the next time the same error occurs, you will come to know why it has occurred, right? And also we have got error handling in Python, errors and exceptions, how to work with them, how to handle them, right? Right. Yes, it's a like, and I'm not going to write any, I'm not going to bring any pre-written code and explain, right? Everything I'll be typing and showing you, right? Statement by statement. The sessions will be interactive. For every statement I type, you'll be responding, right? Not like just saying 1 hour and going off, right? Just I want the sessions to be interactive. So you'll be giving you a response through voice and through chat panel, everyone, right? So what is the expected results output for the sessions? So if I'm running out of days at the last, I'll be taking some days on Saturdays, right? So I'll be pre-intimating, if possible, some bigger sessions, right? So if you want more examples, you need to support, you need to spend some time extra, right? Depending, I'll be just pre-intimating the suitable times for me and you, right? Yes, any more queries? And
Yes,
every
Vijay, Dhananjay this side.
one second.
My request to you, Vijay,
Yes.
because after your class, couple of these sessions, student will be joined to Srikaran sir class regarding AWS.
No. 1 second. 1 second. At exactly 9 p.m. the class will be stopped. Only for the queries. If you got for 5-10 minutes, it will be there. If it doesn't have queries, you can just join that, right? You can.
Okay. So if it is happened,
see 1 second. 9 o'clock exactly, the class will be stopped, right? So if you doesn't have queries, you can just join that other meeting, right? But those people who have got queries, anything, I cannot stop that, and I cannot skip and go to my other.
Yes.
That's the thing, right? So after 9, I won't be discussing any topic, right? New topic. So I can understand that. Why? Because not only you, there will be many other students updating with multiple technologies. So even I said I too have got. So this is okay. But later, okay. But even I am going late for the other batch, right?
Yes. Got it. Thank you so much.
Sir, do you have other available timings for Python course?
Other available timing means coming means morning you're talking?
Morning is also fine, sir. Morning or at 9 o'clock, 9 p.m.
9
or
p.m.
evening. Yeah.
9 p.m. already a Python batch is going on, but it started like
Okay.
3 weeks back.
Yeah. It is already started, sir.
So okay, if anyone unable to fit with this timing 8 p.m. right? 8 p.m. you can join a next batch at 8 a.m.
Okay.
starting from this Wednesday.
Oh, coming Wednesday. Okay.
Yes, I think somewhere like 14th of this month.
Oh, okay. 8 a.m.
8 a.m. in the morning.
Okay. Okay,
Sir,
sir.
7 to 8, any Hadoop batch is going on?
Pardon?
7 to 8, any Hadoop batch is going on in the evening?
Yes. Just before this batch, Hadoop batch, there is big data Hadoop batch I'm taking, right? It's going on. Yeah. So this how, yes, you can just ping me. I forgot about that, your query, right? You are asking for big data Hadoop, right? Yes, just today.
I was in the previous batch of Hadoop batches, but
Yes.
I didn't able to attend.
Yeah. I'll just discuss about that, right? So you're talking about big data Hadoop. Yes. See, I too handle like yes. I'll just reply to your query, right? For your big data query. Fine. Today I'll reply, right? And those who wants, like, I have to handle like big data, right? Spark with Python, PySpark batches also, and Hadoop batches and Spark batches, right? And okay, if any other queries, with its Python software foundation, right? And installations, execution modes, the other things, right? Yeah, I'm stopping here. If I'm done with the queries, if there are no other queries, I'll sign off. Meet you tomorrow, same time, using the same link to see more on this, right? Yes.
Hello.
Yeah. Any query?
Is there any AI and ML batches courses?
So okay, those batches also you can just check, right, in the DurgaSoft website. We'll be checking. You can have that. We have got batches for that also.
Okay.
So even you can just take that online team, that details of the mobiles, and even you can ask them if there are any batches later. Okay, fine.
Can you type the website?
So just go to Google and say Durga Software Solutions. Go to Google, and the Google just say Durga Software Solutions, right? You will get it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm signing off. Meet you tomorrow, same time, right? Yes.